Do you know why your mixes don't sound as professional as you would like? Well, there might be a lot of reasons, but have you ever thought that one of them might be your reverb settings? Well, reverb, in my opinion, is one of the most misunderstood effects in music production because most producers either use it too much or too little. There is a reason pros get their reverb just right, and it's not about using these expensive plugins, but it's all about using the right technique. Let me show you the one trick that's been used by legendary producers to get this perfect reverb every time. It works with any song, any genre, it's just the best of all, and it's super easy to understand. Hey guys, I am DJ Legion from Audio Waves Academy, and I know everybody has been there working on a mix and then you throw some reverb on your vocals or an instrument and all of a sudden it sounds everything so muddy. There's one technique that I mentioned earlier that you can go and use it right away. In today's video I want to show you how to match your reverb settings with the track's BPM using a simple formula. I've seen a lot of people using this vintage verb, and I thought maybe it's a good idea to use also this vintage verb for today's video, and the default always it's on 20 ms and 1.5 if I remember well. So I have seen a lot of people just go and put it in and play with the mix. Right now the vocal sounds like this.
I can have the things I'd always like. I see my world fade away tonight. I don't have a home, I live in a hope, in a hope, in a hope.
As a result, you cannot use the reverb like right now as it is. So my first step is to go and take the reverb out and use it on a bass like this one here. And this is the reverb that I have right now. And let me open the vintage verb. Right now I have it on 100%. Well, after years of experiment and watching how top producers work, I discovered this gold reverb technique that actually makes sense, and it's based on your track's BPM, which means beats per minute. And once you understand this, you will never struggle with reverb again, seriously. And the best part, it's super easy. Let me show you how it works step by step here, for example, on this track. Step one is pretty simple. Go and find your BPM on your track. For example, here right now on Logic, I can see above that it is on 152. Also FL Studio and Ableton and other those. You can find this information right away. Once you have your reverb, you go and open the calculator. You're going to do the following. You're going to put 60,000 divided by the BPM of the track, which is 152. And we have this number, the 394.73, and so on and so on. Well, if you are wondering what the hell is this number, this number is the number that you can go and use on your pre-delay. So let's go and put it in, 394.73. And now we have a really good starting point for the pre-delay on our reverb. Let's talk about the decay. The decay controls how long the reverb lasts after a sound stops. So imagine you shoot in a big empty room or in a church, and you hear the echo fading away. Let's say like this, and then you hear eh. The decay is the length of the time that it takes for that echo to fade out. A longer decay means the reverb will last longer, but if it is too long, it can muddy up the mix. Now, about the pre-delay that we saw here, the pre-delay is the short pause before the reverb starts to kick in. Picture it like this. You shout, but instead of hearing the echo right away, there is a slight gap before the echo starts. A long pre-delay lets the original sound come through more clearly before the reverb starts. So this helps to make the vocal or instrument sometimes to sound more distinct in the mix. It is really important to know this information because if you want to find the balance between decay and the pre-delay is key to getting your reverb to sit perfectly in the mix without drowning everything else out. By the way, you can go and use whatever plugin you want, but for today's video, I will use the Valhalla Vintage Verb. In case you want to learn more about using the Valhalla plugins, I have a full course on my website where I break it all down. I will show you how to get the best reverb settings and make your mixes sound even better. Check it out if you are interested in going a little bit deeper into Valhalla plugins. Now let's go back on our small pause here where I tried and explained everything about the decay and the pre-delay. Here I have it on 394.73. So right now it sounds like this.
can have the things I don't always like. I see my world fade away tonight.
And I will try also to close it a little bit, and you can hear right away the difference. Let's go and put the reverb on 100% also here, so that you have more idea what the pre-delay really does.
I can have the things I don't always like. I see my world fade away tonight. I don't have a home, I live in a hole, in a hole, in a hole.
So if I go and put it again here, the numbers that I had earlier, 394.73. Now the reverb syncs to your track's tempo 100%. Now that we have the delay, the pre-delay fixed, let's go and talk about the decay. The decay is a good rule is to keep it short for fast-paced tracks and a little bit longer for slower songs like R&B or some ballads. This is a really good technique to fill some gaps in between. For example, if you want to use this on vocals. But let me show you also two tricks how you can go and find the pre-delay and the decay settings much easier. For example, here right now on this website, you can go and Google delay and reverb time calculator, and you will see that I have 152 BPM, and here down you will find that on 1/4, on 1 bit, we have like 394.74, as we already found out with a method that I showed you earlier. There are so many different options that you can go and try out. Let's say, for example, you want to try a shorter here pre-delay. Let's go and put this one 197.37, and now we have a shorter pre-delay. So that means the reverb will start to work a little bit quicker in comparison with previously. And bear with me, because this trick is the most usable for me in my opinion, because I don't like to take out the calculator every time and find these numbers. Let me show you what I do like always. By the way, my goal for this year is to hit like 5K until the end of the year, and it will be really helpful for me if you subscribed on the channel in case you like these kind of videos. Now the trick that I mentioned, let me go and use this bus, for example. Right now we have a delay here. So on the delay you can see that we can use a 1/4 delay, a 1/8 delay, and so on. But in this option I can go and choose the milliseconds, and I know that this syncs right away with the BPM from my DAW. So here I have the 394.7 ms that I mentioned earlier. So if I want it to be like shorter again, I can go here on the note and choose the milliseconds again, and we have again the 197.4, somewhere there that I found also earlier. Now let's talk about the decay. In this case, this track is a little bit fast-paced, so I will just go here on my pre-delay and try between some different options. I will just go here on the one first, here on the one note, and right now I have 1578, so that means if I can go here and push it like 1 point, it's not so easy to choose this one, and we go and type it if it is available, 78. Well, right now we are pretty close, so I'll just go and use this decay time and this pre-delay time. This is how I know that I will be always synced with my BPM of this track. My pro tip for you is to go and use it on a bus, and right now I am sending on 100% on my bus, and here also the mix is on 100%, but I will just go here and mix it in with a fader.
All the things I don't always like. I see my world fade away tonight. I don't have a home, I live in a hole, in a hole, in a hole. I can have the things I don't always like. I see my world fade away tonight. I don't have a home, I live in a hole, in a hole, in a hole.
Really important here is to go and listen to your mix. Does the reverb blend in naturally? If not, increase the decay time just a little bit. So the goal is to make the reverb feel like part of the track and not like it doesn't belong there. Now that we talked about getting the perfect reverb time, let's find out how to get your vocals to really stand out. If you are finding it hard to make your vocals shine in the mix, well, don't worry, I've got you covered. In this video here, this one here, I show you a proven technique how to get those vocals sitting just right. It's a really quick trick that can make a huge difference.